Hello everyone, welcome to our video. So today we are going to show you how to create a website of a coin flipping animation game using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started. We are going to use the Visual Studio Code IDE for developing this website. So here as you can see I've created a folder named project sample and have the files index.html, that is the HTML file, style.css, that is the CSS file, and script.js, that is the JavaScript file. I have created these files and I've also downloaded some images of the coin, that is head.png and tails.png from the website. Okay, so let's get started with the basic HTML code. I'm going to use a doc emit abbreviation to get the basic structure. So the title of our website is going to be coin flipping game. So let's change the title coin flip game. And so we are done with the title. Now let's go to the body tag. First we are going to give a heading which will be included in the header tag. So the class of the header will be given as heading so that we are easily able to style it. So the heading, as you know all, will be the coin flip game, right? And that's it. We are closing the header tag over here. Coming back, we are going to give a paragraph tag which will have some basic text of the game, and within the class text, and we are going to give, suppose let's do the toss. So we are done with the header and the paragraph tag, and now let's get started with the main part of the code. So first of all, let's create we have created a container over here which will contain the whole buttons and thing and the images. Inside that we have created another container of the class coin which contains the images of the coins. And other that we have two other divisions, that is heads division and the tails division. The heads division contains the head image of the coin using the image tag, and the tails division contains the tails image using the image tag. We are closing the two divisions here and we are closing the coin division over here. Then going forward, we have created the score division over here. So the score division has two texts over here. This head score, which heads the initial score will be 0, and the tail score with the initial score 0. And then moving forward, we have created the buttons division over here that gives a flip button for us and the reset button. Clicking on the flip button will make the coins flip, and the clicking on reset button will reset the score to 0. And then ending the division tag over here, which will end the container division. That's it. And as you know, we have to link the title and we have to link the CSS file and the JavaScript file to the HTML file. So we are going to use the link abbreviation in the place of href. We'll insert the CSS file, and for the JavaScript file, we'll use the script abbreviation. And the script will have the source, and in the place of source, we are going to place the script.javascript file. So these two commands will link the CSS and the JavaScript file to the HTML file. Okay, so we are done with the basic HTML part. Let's just check out the output over here right now. How is it coming? So as you can see, this is the output. We still need to style it. We got the images over here. We got the heading. We have the text and we have the buttons, everything. So now we are going to go to the CSS filing. Coming to the CSS part. So first of all, we'll be having the body. We'll be styling the body over here. We'll give a good background color to the body in the mixture of blue and pink, and then styling the heading. Heading is for the heading class over here, the header tag, as you can see. So over here, header, we are given the text style in the center, the font size large, font weight bolder, which will give a bold effect, and we have used some colors. The color is the color of the text and background color of the heading. We have given margin left and margin right for maintaining the text to the center of the web page. Okay, and then here we have the text styling. The text styling is done for this text over here. As you can see, we have used the class text. So some similar font, text align to the center, font size a bit smaller from the heading, and font weight is not bolder but a little bit less than bolder. We have font color black and background color orange, margin left and margin right to make set it to the center. Okay, and then moving forward with the CSS over here, we are going to style the container over here. The container will contain our images and the buttons and everything. So we are giving a background color to the container to distinguish it from the whole web page. We are giving the width of the container and the padding that will give borders so that it doesn't overlap with other contents. We are giving the position absolute so that the container doesn't move, and we have given the top and left margins, top as 50% and left as 50%. And as the container is a box, we are going to give a shadow to the box in the box shadow place. So 15, 30, and 35. The shadow will be coming according to those sizes. And we are giving the border radius to the box so that we have curved edges over there. So let's check the output once. Till now, what we have done. And this is the output. We still have to style the box and the buttons using this. Okay, so let's move forward. Moving forward with the CSS, we have the container over here, and the next part is styling the buttons and the other thing, score buttons. So as you can see, the score flex, we have again the display flex option. The display flex basically arranges everything so that it fits inside the container, and the justify content over here we have given a space between so that there are spaces between the buttons or the score, the heads and tails. We have given the color, font size, font weight, margin bottom and top, and box shadow and background color to the score buttons. Okay. So as you can, let's check the output over here. We have got the space between the heads and the tails button over here, and we have got the flip and reset button. We still need to style the images. So moving forward with the CSS, we have done styling the score. Next, as we can see over here, we have we are using the pnth last child for the score so that it just resets the score buttons as you, in the output as you had seen. First, initially we have given 0 and 0. So the pnth last child tag will just reset the score in the CSS. Then let's move forward. So we have the coin tag over here. So we are using the dot coin. Dot coin we have given it for the this container which contains the other images and the heads. Okay. So over here dot coin you have given width, height, so that it can set according to our container. We have given position relative. Position we have given relative so that it sets according to the container of, in this container, right? We have given the margin and we have given the transform style. So transform in the sense it will give a 3D effect to the images so that the images look more realistic. Then moving forward with the CSS, here we have hashtag coins. So we are using the hashtag for styling the images. As we have image, we have used ID, we have not used class over here. So we use hashtag to call for the ID, and we have styled the image using width, and dot heads and dot tails are the images. We have styled them using position, width, height, and back face visibility. Back face visibility is so that the image isn't visible backside. Like we are going to place images on top of each other. So the backside of the image isn't visible. That we have used backface visibility for that. So let's check the output now once till what we have done. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the images over here. We have the images. The heads image is behind the tails image. We have the heads code, we have the tails code, and we have the flip and reset button. Okay, so now we have to style the flip and reset buttons. Okay, so let's moving forward in the CSS. Uh, so we are going to transform the tails image over here. We are using the transform function over here to rotate the image by 180 degrees. and rotate X. So rotate the image by 180 degrees on the X axis. We'll be only rotating the tails image as the heads image is going to be at its place. Okay. And moving forward over here. So as you can see, we have used the added keyframes function to give the rotating effect over here. So spin tails. Uh, The spin tails is a function which will spin the tails image, and the spin heads is a function which is the spin which will spin the heads image. So we have if 0% will spin it 0 degrees according to the x-axis, and 100% will spin it 1980 degrees. As you can notice, adding 1980 plus 180, we have the result 2160 degrees. So for heads, we have given the rotate x log 2160 degrees. So all this part of the code gives us rotating effect to the images. Okay. Now moving forward with the CSS code, we are going to style the buttons over here. So I've used the dot buttons display flex and justify content space between. So as we have now display flex arranges the buttons so that it fits in the container, and justify content gives a space between the text. And over here we are using the button tag to style the button with the width, padding, font size, border radius and cursor. So the cursor pointer option, what does this do? As you bring the cursor up on the button, it will change it to the pointer. So let me show you the output once so that you can understand it. So this is the output. We have the flip button, and as you can see, when I hover the mouse over the button, the mouse changes to the pointer. The cursor changes to the pointer. For that, we have used this, and same for the reset button, like that. So still, we need to add the flip and the reset functions over here. So moving forward with the CSS. So we are styling the flip button over here. The flip button we have given as hashtag, as is the ID. In the CSS file, we have given the flip button using the background color, font size, font weight, and we have similarly styled the reset button, the same attributes such as background color, font size, and font weight. So here we are done with the CSS code. Let's just check our images, our output, how is it coming? So we have done with the styling with of the web page. We have the buttons over here, flip button and reset button. We have the heads code and we have the container. Now let's start with the JavaScript code. The JavaScript code will add the ability to rotate the images. It will add the functions of that. So this is the basic JavaScript code. First, we have created variables as heads, tails, coin, flip button, and reset button under constant of result text. So we have assigned the values of zeros to the variables, and we have used a document.query selector option for the coin, flip button, and the reset button. So which will get the coin style from the CSS, and the flip button and the reset button from the CSS. So over here and the constant result text. Result text is in the sense is about this thing over here, like what we need to update the score count. So using the constant as result text over here in the JavaScript code. Then let's move forward the JavaScript code. After the result text, flip button. So first we are going to add the functionality to the flip button. So we are using the function add event listener, which means click. So add event listener is the function that if we click on the flip button, it adds some functions to it. So let's check out the function. Here we have created a temporary variable I, and we have to use the math.floor and math.random, which will create a random number. And if suppose I is set as timeout, set timeout function, point that animation, we have given this animation as 6 seconds forwards. Pin head 6 seconds forwards, and heads plus plus. If else, we are using coin.spoil.animation, spin tail 6 seconds forwards of 100. So tails plus plus. And then set timeout. We have the update score button over here, function over here, and we have given the time limit as 6000 milliseconds. So this is a function of flip button, how it works and how it is going to function. by spinning heads and tails images. Moving forward, we have the function update score. So the function update score will get the text content head score and tail score, and it will update the heads and tails button over here. We are using a dollar symbol to denote it's a number. It will update the heads and tails. Then moving forward, we have the function the reset button over here. So the reset button is going to just reset the heads and tails score to the zero, which was the initial score. And we have the update score function recalled over here again. Add event listener click. So by clicking on the reset button, it is going to reset the scores of the heads and tails to zero. Okay, so this is the JavaScript code over here. Let's check our output once. Till know what we have done over here. So we have the coin flip game, result toss, images. Let's click on the flip button. As you can see, the coin is flipping over here for 6 seconds, and we have got the heads at the output. So as you can see, the text over here, it changes to 1, the number. So let's flip the coin again. We have got the head score as 1, and now we have got the tail score as 1. So let's flip the coin again. So like that, we have developed the coin flipping website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And now let's try the reset button. Clicking on the reset button, we'll get the head score and the tail score to zero, just like we wanted. So here is our was of our total functionality using HTML, and here's the CSS code, and here is the JavaScript code for the following web page. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. We hope you like the video.